iconic employees involving sports in Michigan State history. His son, Fred Jr., and I were in school together, and he had a good career himself in sports information, among other places, at Central Michigan University. But in 1974, he wrote high school basketball and then eventually Michigan State basketball for the Lansing State Journal. As I say, he can tell you the story, but there's no way I can get around it. I've been asked it a million times. After two of Earvin's high school games, the call comes in after the 11 o'clock sports on Friday night. Tim, Fred, have you seen this kid play? I saw he's only played 2 games. And remember, our highlights are on 16 millimeter film. In those days, we didn't have the video that we have today. So he tells me all about him, and he said, well, he's got to have a nickname. He's got to have a nickname. I said, well, and if I use it in the paper, will you use it on the air? Lay it on me. I want to call him Magic, but I want to see what you think about that. So having all the answers, I said, I think that's way too corny. It'll never stick. And so what would you name him then? I said, I'm ready to go home. It's been a long week, long night. I don't know, something like the franchise, something like that. The rest of it is history. The name got into the newspaper, and I've often wondered through all the years, Earvin, had you not had that nickname that Fred gave you, how would life have been different in any way, shape, or form? But it is true, and I can only imagine how many times he's been interviewed through the years and asked, how did you come up with the name Magic for Earvin? So Fred, if you'd come up here, please, and finish the story from there. I don't think I've embellished too much of it. And by the way, while you're coming here to the committee, please tell the Breslin Center staff to credit 2 dinners to Tom Izzo and Earvin Johnson, because they spent so much time talking with everybody, there's no sense that I was feeding them anyway in the first place. Fred, you're on. Good to see you again.
Well, I was a sports writer for the State Journal. I covered Earvin's first game. They were at Holt. They won in overtime. Earvin had 12 points, 10 rebounds, and fouled out. So I get back to the office, and I didn't know much about his basketball career in middle school. I'd been following the Spartans and other things, and so I get back to the office, and everybody wants to know how this Earvin Johnson kid was. And I said, well, you know, he had 12 points, 10 rebounds, fouled out, and, you know, he's going to be a good player one day. Well, one day happened to be the next game. They played Jackson Parkside at home. Jackson Parkside was the preseason favorite in the South Central Conference. And Earvin put on a performance of a lifetime. I'd never seen anything like it, and it was the second game of his high school career. 36 points, and I embellish this, I'm sure, because we've never had have a statistician ever find the real stats. But 36 points, 20 rebounds, 15 assists, and 10 steals. And everybody sat there in the crowd, and they were a deer in headlights. It was like, what in the world was that? And Parkside got crushed by 20, 30 points. And they had a Division I guard. Kid went up to Central Michigan, Sierra. The head coach was Ben Sierra, was a wonderful coach. And they just got smacked. And I go to the locker room afterwards, and Earvin's sitting there, and he's got his entourage of JV. Yeah, Earvin, you got power. Anyway, had his entourage of JV basketball players sitting around him, so I'm standing there like this for a second, and I finally come up and introduce myself, and I said, Earvin, we got to call you something. I said, Big E's out because of Elvin Hayes. Dr. J's out because of Julius Earvin. How about Magic? And he sits there. I can still see him sitting there like, okay, that's okay with me, Mr. Stabley. Here he's a 15-year-old kid, and he's going to get named Magic. Well, I go back to the office, give Timmy a holler. He thought it was stupid, it would never last. I started talking around the office, calling him Magic, you know, and the other sports writers, Bob Gross, Dave Matthews, some for the old veterans would recognize those names. And so I never put it in the paper. I didn't have the guts to put it in the paper until that coming January, Everett played at Jackson Parkside. I hooked a ride on this team bus down to Jackson, and Everett crushed them. Earvin played great. On the way home, I'm sitting in the front seat with George Fox, and I say, hey, George, I'm going to name Earvin Magic. I'm going to put it in the paper today. And so he says, well, okay, that's good. That's fine. So I wrote it in the paper that next day. And so early in January, it made the paper. And then by March, every basketball fan in the state of Michigan knew who Magic was. And you know, I hearkened back to a documentary done just recently, last 3-4 years ago, and Earvin was in it, and they interviewed a bunch of the people. And Earvin said he's sitting there going, my boys will never call me Magic. And so all of a sudden, yeah, the Middle Street, Main Street kids probably wouldn't call you Magic, but all of a sudden here comes up Larry Bird, Magic. Michael Jordan, Magic. Charles Barkley, Magic. And so it did stick. But anyway, that's the story of Magic Johnson. And I will say, what a pleasure it was to watch him play in high school and then watch every game he played in college. It was a real joy. Thanks, Magic.
So smart Tim thought, Fred's onto something. So we ended up carrying every single high school broadcast of every game his junior, senior year. And the thing that impressed me most, Fred, about Earvin's career in high school, he played 3 years and never one time did he commit a foul. Just ask him. Never one time. He never committed a foul, never one time, because he said, I didn't foul that guy, whatever. But it is amazing. I tell Fred in the aftermath, he's done pretty well with Magic, but if he'd have stuck with a franchise like I thought of, maybe he'd own a couple of professional sports teams these days, which he doesn't anymore. But at any rate, that's the story. That's the way it was. I remember before he passed away, your high school coach, George Fox, he called the radio all the time, and we got caught up. And I told him, I said, George, in my 54 years on the air, the greatest 2 years that I enjoyed. Look, I loved all the Michigan State, like everybody else did. I loved the Final Fours and the brilliance of Michigan State basketball and the football and the Rose Bowls. But those 3 years, 75, 76, and 77, I said to Fred at the time, it's never going to be like this again. It is never going to be like this again. When you can play a regular season high school basketball game between Eastern and Everett and Jenison and fill it with 10,500 people and have 2,000 people waiting outside, I still remember all those games going on the road. And everybody around the state of Michigan, when Everett got into the state tournament, well, they're a one-man team. They were going to stop this guy. I still remember the Benton Harbor game on the pregame show. We said, how are you going to guard this guy, Earvin John? He says, well, we play man. I mean, that's the way we do. We play man. So I said, I want to wish you good luck. So 49 points later and a blowout later, that's the way it was. The Michigan State days, of course, were wonderful. But how many people are around still today, Fred, that remember the 3 years at Everett High School? Because just the community here had them. And then it grew with Michigan State, and then it grew with the Lakers, and then it grew with the Olympics. But that was a smaller crowd that enjoyed those 3 years at Everett High School. It's now my pleasure, and we do have, I believe, all the auction items at 7 o'clock. Let's hope that has done very well. I want to thank the key sponsors that we have this evening without further ado. Dean Transportation, Visa, Mayotte Architect, MGM Resorts, Dave and Rhonda Zimmerman, the Donahoe family in memory of John and Carrie Wales, the Grateful Giving Foundation, and the Stable Communities Foundation powered by LabQ. They're crowd pleasers. They are crowd pleasers. And we will just have them stand together for a moment before we present them. The honorary chairs for the evening, Lupe and Tom Izzo and Kelly and Marilyn Dean, just stand up and wave. They're our honorary. I will tell you that over all the years I get asked to participate in events like this, this is the most involved I've ever been involved with anything And in the 3 meetings that I attended, it was the most well-organized thing. I did not know Casey Thompson, who's the president of the CEO of the YMCA of Lansing. I didn't know her till we got into this. And we were all impressed with how organized this is and how much effort and time went into this. She has a few words for you. Please welcome Casey Thompson, the president and CEO of the YMCA of Lansing.
All right, well, what an incredible evening for an incredible family in an incredible community. Thank you for being here tonight and celebrating the magic of family, the magic of community, and the magic of making a difference. We are a sold-out event with 800 registrations. I have the pleasure of serving as the YMCA of Lansing's president and CEO, and I must say, this is one of the most meaningful projects I have ever worked on. No event like this happens without a lot of people dreaming it could be, working to make it happen, and then executing it. For that reason, I would like to thank the people who shared in making tonight a reality. First, I would like to thank Elaine Hardy for the very early conversations of making the YMCA the legacy project for the Johnson family. Elaine, without you, none of this would have been possible. Thank you. I would like to thank our board of directors for the support, vision, and oversight that truly makes our YMCA great. You have allowed me to dream for our Y, and you have joined me in believing anything is possible. I want to thank all of my staff for the commitment and care they provide our members every single day. I want to thank our senior leadership team for the passion, the commitment, and a dedication to making a difference. I want to acknowledge 4 ladies who have worked tirelessly by my side for months to make this happen. I'm going to ask that each of you stand. First, Ashley Willis, the founder and CEO of Michigan Premier Events. Shane Jenkins, Director of Community Relations at Magic Johnson Enterprise. Megan Witt, VP of Client Relations with the M3 Group. M3 has been an unbelievable partner for us. Thank you. Last but not least is Krista Beyer, one of my executive directors who also leads our marketing and communications. These ladies truly make up my dream team, so thank you. A huge thank you to all our sponsors, donors, honorary chairs, and the MSU College of Music for providing the Jazz Quartet. Also want to thank the Kellogg Center for the amazing food. And I also want to share that Coach Izzo made it possible for this event to be at Breslin, which truly makes this event special. So thank you, Tom. Lastly, I want to thank the Johnson family for allowing the YMCA to embark on this project together. All of you serve as a reminder that the legacy of family, the legacy of community, and the legacy of giving back matters. Johnson family, this evening is for you, and I hope you enjoy every moment.
Earvin, for you, nothing but the best. And these 7 sponsors that you heard, these are as good a people as you are. I would think one thing Earvin would know well, for all the places in the world that he has been, how genuine it is for all these people who love you and your family in Lansing, Michigan. I would say, no question about it. So the honorary chairs, we have some thoughts. Everybody in here who's ever lived here for a while knows the philanthropy of Dean Transportation. It is absolutely remarkable. It doesn't surprise most of us one bit that the honorary chairs amongst those for this event would be Dean Transportation. For a few words and some thoughts and reflections, please welcome both Marilyn and Kelly Dean to the stage.
Good evening and welcome. Kelly and I are pleased to co-chair this event with Tom and Lupe. To the Johnson family, the greater Lansing community is truly blessed by your generous spirit and caring, faithful support of so many worthy organizations, especially the YMCA. Thank you to all of you for celebrating with us tonight. Your generosity is truly appreciated. You truly are VIPs this evening. Kelly will continue to share some thoughts and speak on our admiration and our love for the Johnson family.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. What an unbelievable evening. You're going to think about that. 800 plus folks here, all for the same cause, to celebrate this great family. I'm very honored to be an honorary co-chair, as Marilyn said, with Tom and Lupe, and how special tonight is. This is a great opportunity for all of us. It's an opportunity for all of us to give thanks for this great community and this great family. We need to start with Earvin Johnson Sr., may he rest in peace, and Christine Johnson, Mom. What an incredible family that you have brought to all of us. We can't thank you enough. We feel truly blessed in so many ways to have gotten to know you and to be part of your family here in this great community. Christine, you and Earvin have raised a family of givers, always loyal to all of us, always faith-filled in so many ways, always making a difference in someone's life. We are so appreciative to know you, and you are givers. The Johnson, thank you. The Johnson family in many ways is very historical here in our community, where they lived, where I-496 cut our city right in half years ago. There was a lot of changes, and in the where everyone ended up in after the construction. To tell you that one of the most important aspects of the history is that Earvin Sr., Michael, and Larry all became part of the historical General Motors Corporation, and all served and worked there for a total between all of them of 91 years. But as we were reminiscing earlier tonight, I mentioned the 91 years, and before I was done, I found about 5 other Johnsons that were all part of the great GM history, and I believe we're up to 175 years of Johnson family that have contributed to the great success here in Lansing. I think we need to celebrate Christine in so many ways. You know, she had a career at Hannah Middle School. She touched hundreds of lives. I hear stories all the time about young people who have come back and said hello to Miss Christine for the time that she spent at Hannah. She also, a little trivia fact that I didn't know till recently, that she was also part of Martha Dixon's TV crew. That takes us back a few years, and she was part of the production crew there. But her time at Hannah is very special. I think it's apropos for us tonight to celebrate Evelyn, Pearl, and Kim, the daughters. Evelyn spent a career at Mid-Michigan Academy and also a great basketball career at South Carolina. Pearl has completed over 35 years in the Lansing School District as a school counselor. Kim and I also share this in common. Kim is another daughter that she is at 43 years now as the Director of Elementary Education, changing lives for so many Lansing kids. And the Lansing School District is benefiting every day by your leadership. Congratulations, ladies. I am honored to have ever met Mr. Larry Johnson, Earvin's brother. Larry and I have had a chance to work together on several projects throughout our lives. Larry is infamous, and what a blessing it is as Larry and others, leaders here in the region, have started. Larry being the founder of the Brotherhood Against Drugs. Larry is, through his leadership, Larry is a mentor. Larry is a mentor to youth. He is a mentor now traveling across our country as a speaker in prisons and also in recovery groups and other church organizations. He is, I call him an original influencer, because that's what he's doing. He is telling the world how important it is to love and the special man that he is. I think we all, if you were here in the Lansing community over the last week, in fact, you would have seen that Larry and the Brotherhood Against Drugs put on an opening school event at St. Joe Park. Over 2,000 individuals, both students and their parents, attended. They not only gave out backpacks, they fed, gave haircuts, did everything to help and mentor our young people to get them ready to go back to school. But they also took a stance and spoke up against youth and gun violence because they, obviously, we had lost a young East Lansing student this summer at the same St. Joe Park, and they spoke up against and how to eradicate this tragedy. I want to share something that is so special because Larry and his wife Jennifer have recently started a new nonprofit. The nonprofit is called The Magic of Literacy. Now, they didn't have to do this to start another nonprofit, but the nonprofit is basically intensive literacy and reading for 3rd and 4th graders. Just this summer, they had 40 young people working over summer months to improve their reading abilities and scores. And you just think about this. What an unselfish act of kindness. Larry and Jennifer, thank you so much for all that you continue to do. I need to conclude, and if you would allow me, it's a very special that I had an opportunity to join a group of individuals several years ago to help put together a program called, that became the Lansing Promise. The Lansing Promise was a nonprofit that, like other nonprofits, it struggled a bit in the beginning to get some emphasis behind it. But it was not until Earvin Magic Johnson came back for a reunion and a celebration, joined us at the Lansing Center, and during that evening, Magic and Cookie and the wonderful group coming back from Los Angeles, we raised $1 million for the Lansing Promise. The incredible about raising $1 million, it was all Earvins and cookies. It was. You put, Earvin and Cookie, you have put the Lansing Promise on the map. You have put the promise on the map, and I'm so pleased to share with you now There's a group here today that the YMCA believes very strongly in the promise because we're all their kids as well. I'm pleased to share with you that the Lansing Promise is now over 2,500 scholarships committed to great universities such as. So we thank you so much. We've watched this family give out hundreds and thousands of turkeys over many years at Thanksgiving. We've watched them give out bicycles to the Boys and Girls Club. We've watched them give and give and give. They are a family of givers. I had the opportunity just this last week, by coincidence, to run into and meet the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. And I told him, I said, there's going to be an event here for the Johnsons that I want to make sure he knew about it. And he said to me very clearly that in California, the Johnson, Earvin, and Cookie don't know how to say no. They step up for all the Californians. They stepped up recently because of the tragedy of the wildfires. They're always there. Earvin, I'm honored to pass, and Cookie to pass those great words along, and so that you know that you're loved in many ways. I shared with Governor Newsom that we already know this. We know the giving family, how great they are. So I'm going to stop by saying, God bless the Johnson family. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for supporting the YMCA. Okay.
My suspicion is that many of you did not know all of the achievements that Earvin's siblings have created through the years. Having heard that, Kelly, I'm not sure now that Earvin isn't almost himself the non-achiever in the family. I mean, our other honorary chairs are Tom and Lupe Izzo. In the 42, whatever it is, years that Tom has been here tolerating me, what he has taught me, and frankly, Lupe has taught me more, no matter how much responsibility you have, and how many time restraints you have, and how many commitments you have, that's all fine. You're important, but what can you do to help other people? Lupe does an unbelievable job with the Izzo family legacy with that 5K in the spring. It takes countless hours. They raise thousands of dollars for charities all over the place. And it's the same way for Tom. Like Kelly says, he just hardly ever says no to anything. It's been a very, very big week for Tom in a variety of different ways. In the meetings we had, Tom was at one of the meetings, and he told Mrs. Johnson and Larry it was an honor for him to be involved with this despite everything else that he has going on around him. In fact, on Thursday night this week, Tom was inducted into the Greater Lansing Sports Hall of Fame. Now, smart aleck Tim said, 10 years ago, no problem for you to get into the Naismith Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, but this was the 50th induction class, and it took you 50 years to get in this thing. Which said, does he have a hole in his resume somewhere the committee did not know about? But Tom is Michigan State University, and Lupe has been so loyal in the community in so many ways. Let's welcome our other honorary chairs, Lupe and Tom Izzo.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am honored to be asked to speak tonight on behalf of Earvin in the presence of his wonderful family and his precious mother, Christine. Growing up in this community, I witnessed you growing up in the Lansing area, too. My first recollection of you when I would run into you at the Pancake House on Saginaw Highway in Frandor. You'd be there with your dad and some of your brothers. You were in college, and your smile was and still is the first thing I see when I see you. As time has passed on, you've accomplished so much in your life. I've stopped being surprised by it. I'm just more amazed. And yet, you are the same person I first met. Wherever you are, whatever you do, you always speak highly of our city, our university, your family, and the people in this community who helped raise you. You are so willing to share yourself with all of us. I'd also like to recognize your gorgeous wife, Cookie. We all know has been by your side and has given you the freedom to become the man you are. Not only for us in the Lansing family, but to every community you touch. I'm so proud to know you and call you a friend. In closing, I'd like to say, Tom and I met and knew Muhammad Ali. My mother's comments to me when we spoke of him was that the angels smile on him. I feel the same way about you, Earvin. I believe the angels in heaven smile on you. May God continue to bless you and everything that you're a part of. You will always have my love and respect.
Well, everybody's talking so good. In honor of my old boss, first of all, I can't tell you how good it is to take microphones and raise them up. My career, I've not gotten a chance to do that very often. And as good as Earvin is, and listening to Fred Stabley and Tim, the toughest Johnson has got to be Evelyn, because she spent 2 years at Northern Michigan University in the UP, and the rest of them aren't tough enough to handle that. So, Evelyn, God bless you. But wow, what a privilege this is, on a serious note. It's a treat for us, to look at the YMCA where he grew up, and now they're honoring him. And thank you for including me, Earvin, and the whole family. It was Earvin, it was EJ, it was E, it was Buck, and then finally, at the beginning, it was Magic, thanks to Fred. Those were all the nicknames I learned when I first came here as a GA. But I was destined to be at Michigan State, and I was destined to meet you and Gregory and all the guys, Terry Donnelly that is here tonight, because my first Final Four was a year out of college. My college coach took me to Utah, and of all things, who was playing? Michigan State University. That was my first Final Four, and watching Earvin and Gregory and all the rest of them. And I will say this, Earvin, I was with TD, I was with Terry Donnelly yesterday. He and his wife came up for the event, and they were sitting in my office, and a golf recruit came up, and they asked me if they could bring him over. So I said, sure. So they brought him over, and Terry was there at the time, and I introduced Terry as the guy that had the phenomenal national championship game. Made all those shots, did all those things. It was amazing. And he said, well, yeah, the only reason it was so phenomenal, it was the first time Earvin passed me the ball. So, just like all shooters, Earvin, they're all the same, man. Never happy. Never, never, ever happy. So I don't know how much you follow college sports. Most of you, I think you do. And I don't know, Earvin, how much you do, but this is what I figured out, that with the new pay for play or whatever they want to call it, you have 2 years left. And we could put another banner up there. But not only that, but even though I'm not sure Cookie'd want you back in the college life, you had this monster contract, $25 million for 25 years. That ended up $1 million a year. Cookie, I can pay him 5 times that if you bring him back right now. I really could. You got Tuck, you got Judge Mathis, get some guys to work out the contract. I'll get Greg Williams, our super donor, and we'll all work it out, Earvin, after the show. You know, and it was brought up about the statue. And, you know, on a serious note, I do use that statue. Every recruit that comes here, I take a picture with in front of that statue. And the statue's phenomenal, and kids, I mean, what I love about you is that you've transcended time. You know, some people, they just kind of fade off, you know. Zed told me when you retire, it's like taking your hand out of a bucket of water and that's all that's left. You have not done that. And the greatest thing about that statue is not the statue to me, it's the accomplishments on the side. I tell every recruit, if you can win a high school championship, and then win an NBA or college championship, and then win an NBA championship, and then win an Olympic championship, we'll put a statue up of you. And I tell them I'd pay for it myself. It's been 32 years and nobody's even come close, so I'm safe. But I first met Earvin the first night I came here. I was a GA, and as some of you would know that played for him, my nickname wasn't Buck or EJ or GA's, and they're grad ass. I was Judge grad ass. And I came down here in the summer, and we had a thing called Tuesday, Thursday workouts. And players would play, they'd scrimmage at night. Some pros would be around, Earvin was always there. The first night I got there, I saw Earvin Magic Johnson in person. And first thing I said, we don't have any players like that in the UP, I'll tell you that right now. So I was a genius. But the GA job was to run those Tuesday and Thursday open gym. And then in mid-August, till his camp started, one of my jobs was to open the rims. We used to have locks on the rims and Jennison so people couldn't hang on them. And so I'd open the rim up. He'd come in at 10 o'clock and every day work on something different, whether it's ball handling, whether it's behind the back passes against the wall. One day he'd want to be a post player, one day he'd be a point guard, one day he'd be a shooting guard, and then that night, when we scrimmaged, he'd play that position. To me, it was fascinating. Magic came into workout almost every day. Where Magic was, they came. The Pistons would come up. There'd be thousands of people watching these guys play, just scrimmages. And after the games, he would sit on the floor. You remember those days? With current players, former players, and tell stories. They were great stories. When I would open the gym, I remember always telling my friends that this guy already won a world championship. He already was the MVP of the league. He still lived in East Lansing. That was his final year, playing softball and all the things I heard about. But I still use these lessons with my players today. Never be satisfied. There's always more to accomplish. I think it was one of the Kings that was rated ahead of you. I don't know if it was Bernard King. Or he used to tell the story that every day I was getting them. Every day. You got them. You got them. Magic taught me about leadership. I mean, it was really big for me. I'm big into that. You don't always need the best players, but you need the players who play together. Some of those pickup games, he would have me and a couple other guys, and we'd win games. Except when Tuck played, because he fouled everybody. But we'd win games, and he wouldn't score all the points. It was amazing. And in those games, that is where I learned something that he brought up then that I've kept for 30-some years. Great players play great, but elite players make everyone else better than they actually are. That's a hell of a quote that is used. Yeah, it is. I've used that with every point guard that I've had. So I want to thank you for that, Earvin, because that's why there's a lot of banners hanging up there. There's a lot of banners hanging because what I learned and from you and what I passed on. Then came the move. You moved to LA. I only got one summer, and it was the end of the summer. After year 5, I think you were more a permanent resident out there. Still came back often because of your family. So when you came back to a football game in the fall, my job was always to set up the tickets. You know, the NCAA might be the craziest organization known to mankind. But back then they had these rules where an alum could not talk to a recruit when he came to campus. So I was a decent recruiter back then, and it just happened, but the rules, when they were different like that, we had 75,000 people in the stands. Your tickets were always right behind our number 1 recruit. So I took the 5th. I did it right, Judge Mathis. I did it right. But you can bet that Earvin's ass was right behind the best players. So then, what was cool that I really enjoyed about that? Earvin never wanted to sit in the box. Never wanted to sit in the suite. He always wanted to sit out with the players, the students, and the fans, right in the stands. No private box for EJ. To this day, I too sit out in the stands. I think players appreciate it. But the only difference, Magic, is this. You would leave, October 15th was about when we started. I don't remember when you guys started, but you had to be in LA, and so you couldn't come back for football games late in October and November. So I sat out there in the snow while you sat in LA. I want you to know that. So many NCAA games you were there for us. Again, not in a box, but with your fans. I remember many, but one sticks in my head. It was a game we played North Carolina in Winston-Salem. Seems like every time we play North Carolina or Duke, we play in their home court or home area when we get the NCAA tournament. Another reason I don't like the NCAA. I looked across as we were warming up, and there were lines waiting for him to either take a picture or sign an autograph, just lines of people. And he had a rule. He signed until the game started, and then nobody was going to interrupt him from watching his Spartans. He'd sign at halftime and do whatever he could do at the end of the game. So I watched this, and I'm sitting there, and I think I said it to Dwayne Stevens. I said, DJ, look all those North Carolina people. They're getting in line. Their superstar doesn't come to games. Ours does. Yeah. Swear to God, true story. Highlight games were special. My first game in Maui. Fresh, first coach, first year, first game. I get to Maui, and who's sitting behind my bench but Judd and Earvin? We are kicking the daylights out of Chaminade. We beat them by 2. If you think there's not pressure in this job, the Final Fours are nothing compared to sitting at your first game with a Division II school with Judd and Earvin sitting right behind me, sweat pouring down my face, as it was a tie game late. Thomas Kelly did not make enough shots early, but we found a way to win it, and that was special because he was at my first game. Our first Elite Eight versus Kentucky. We were in St. Louis. We were up like 7 or 8 after being down 17-4 early. It was a timeout. I went out on the court and I turned around and our stands was right there with all of our fans, and behind it was this big, big board. You know, it was a football arena and it was a big board. And I look up there and had all our fans. And who was in the middle leading cheers? It was Earvin Magic Johnson. And I just said, wow, you know, how lucky am I? As I went into the huddle and saw that, I told my players in the huddle, there were no big last-minute special plays. I said, guys, Magic's leading the cheers. Don't screw this up. But the best I've saved towards the end, the Duke game in D.C., Earvin had a deal with Larry where he'd pick up his dad in his plane, and his dad sat right up here. I sat over there. If the game was at 8, his dad was there at 7. If the game was at 7, his dad was there at 6. Sometimes he'd be the only guy in there. He'd be sitting in those stands. He watched every warm-up. He watched every game. He never left early if we won. He never left early if we lost. And so somebody taught you well. But he picked up his dad, and him and Larry, they came out there. We beat LSU in the first game. We were good with Cassius Winston, but Duke was great. And they were the overall #1 seed. And so the night before the game, Earvin was in the hotel holding court with everybody, and he did speak to our team for a little bit. And so the day of the game, it was a 1 o'clock game, we had a 9 o'clock pregame meal. So when I had the meal, and then I have a little quick film session, they go back to their rooms and we go. And so as I'm going over this film session, Earvin and Mr. Johnson came walking into the room. Now, I was a little nervous, if you want the truth. Not because of Duke, because of Earvin. And I said, would you like to say something? No, just keep going, do your thing. He loves film sessions. He loves basketball. He loves to study the game. I asked you if you would like to talk, and that's what you said. At the end of the film session, he said, now I'll say a word. Within 4 or 5 minutes, I felt like I would end up dunking the ball if I was at that. He gave an incredible speech. He sat by my wife. He gave her a bear hug when we won. He came down on the floor and hugged every player. We still use that bear hug in our recruiting videos today. As I said, Earvin, you've done so much for all of us. You've kept us alive and well. We've hopefully tried to do the same for you. But I want to thank you for what you have done for this city. You do put it on the map. I want you to thank you for what you've done for the state. I want you to thank you for what you've done for Michigan State. I want to thank you for what you've done for the game of basketball. But the truth is, I want to thank you almost the most for what you've done for me. I say that because when we won the national championship, I had a job offer at the Atlanta Hawks. And a guy named Pete Babcock, who was a good friend of yours, he says anyway, came up here and he recruited me, and they finally flew me down to Atlanta. And I was at Pete's house, and they took me over to a guy named Scherholzer, who was the GM of the Atlanta Hawks, he was. And so I'm there, and John Smoltz came over, and it was pretty good, and they had this thing set up, and all of a sudden, Pete says, hey, you got a phone call, take it in the coach's office or the GM's office. And I said, I got a phone call. Yeah. He had set it up for Earvin to call. And Earvin called. Do you remember this? He said, Coach, just won a national championship. There'll be a lot of jobs ahead. I'm just not sure this is a good job for you. So Pete, if you're listening, your recruiting thing failed. Or maybe for me in Michigan State, it succeeded. But and there were more than a couple other jobs that I always had a guy I could call that would give it to me straight. And you've helped me, you've helped my family, you've helped so many people live their dream. You've helped me live my dream. I love you and Cookie to death for what you've done. And I want to thank you for help mentoring me to be able to live the dream of winning a national championship, and only my guys and your guys have that distinction. It is time we win another one, so I actually think the team is good enough, so somewhere with your father looking down, get ready for some Elite 8 pep talk to get me to one more Final Four and see if we can bring it home, okay? So when I look at you and Gregory, sorry, Terry, you were a snot-nosed 106. We had guys like you in the UP, Larry. I mean, Terry. But, you know, Benny White's become a good friend when I think of all the people that you've touched. But you and Gregory, you'd be worth a lot of money in college right now, guys. Donna, Cookie, you'd like it the way it is. But you know what, guys? I'm not sure you would have turned out the way you are. And for that, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for always giving back. We love you.
Without further ado, turn your attention to the screens. We have a video, a short video, as we share the story tonight of the Johnson family.
The legacy of the Johnson family is they're caring, they want to be part of something bigger, and they want to have a lasting impression on the people they meet, and they do it in every interaction they have.
The Johnson family has educators. They're just a wonderful family. And I emphasize the entire family has made a difference in so many ways.
To the Johnson family, there is no way that I can express with words how Jim and I love and appreciate you. You have included us, made us a part of your family, and it has been wonderful.
Before the world knew magic, Lansing knew the Johnson family.
I am one of 10 children born to my parents, Earvin and Christine Johnson. And it was a crazy situation growing up with so many siblings, but it was amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the world, so.
Growing up, it was, how do you say it, chaotic fun. Wouldn't want it any other way. We had our ups and downs, our likes, our dislikes, but we were taught, you know, we stood for and with each other. So no matter what, we were always the Johnsons.
Every Sunday we used to go to Burger King. Now my dad had a Buick, elected 225. And so you had 10 kids and my mom and dad in that Buick. And so, we all be squished in the car, right? Be 4 of them in the front, the rest in the back. And we couldn't argue with each other. We couldn't say anything, even on the road trip. When we go to North Carolina, Mississippi, we couldn't fight with each other, but we all squished in like sardines, right? And so we talk about that to this day. Can you imagine?
There was laughter in that house. There were also expectations, and 2 parents who showed their children what love looked like in practice.
My mother and father taught us how to love and respect people. And so I did the same with my children. I taught my children, you always need to help other people, and especially elder people.
My mom, she's a loving, kind person. Everyone she meets, she's friendly with, and they just love her, with her kindness and her heart. And my dad was a hard-working. He worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3, to support his family. And I think the guys in the family kind of took after him. Earvin can quit when he gets ready. He's still working. Larry, he's still working. So we kind of took up after our parents, giving and loving each other and helping each other.
They didn't allow us to fight each other and all that. And if we did that and got caught, we had to either hug each other for a month. Now, we both mad at each other. Now we got to hug each other for about 20 minutes to a half an hour, but it brought so much love to our family. Even when we meet people, give them hugs, and because that was all for my mom and dad, and it's about showing that love. You can say it, but being able to show it is so important.
Love and discipline were never separate things in the Johnson home. Neither was the responsibility to give something back.
We grew up with discipline. Okay, we grew up with love. We're doing things that, we want to do. We give back because that's just how we were taught. Not necessarily to expect anything, but you give it because that's what you want to do. You want to give it. So we've always been a giving family, and like I said, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Those values belong to the whole family. But in one of those 10 children, the world would eventually see something extraordinary.
That family was huge, but he had that family life, and he never changed it. It's still the same. Don't change. Just be you. The bigger you are, the smaller you have to be sometimes. Because everybody says, well, he's too important for us. He's never acted that way.
He definitely was the leader of the class. At recess, he often would say, okay, we're going to play kickball. The best players were always on the other team, and Earvin often would pick the kids that were not so good at sports. It's hard to explain how charismatic he was even at that age. I mean, he just was fun to be around. He always was smiling, very much like his mom.
And I think he saw the drive in his parents, and that drove him. I'll call him Big Fella. So every time I talk to him on the phone, I say, what's up, Big Fella? I call him E. So I think he feels more comfortable when he knows that, some of his friends and family just call him Earvin or Big E. There was a sports reporter, Fred Stabley. He was trying to give him a nickname. And so he's trying to give him all these names, Big E, Dr. J, all this stuff. And those names were already taken. So he says, well, what about Magic? And so Earvin was like, man, my boys ain't gonna, want to call me Magic, to see him even in junior high school, play the way he played, and the don't look passes, the dribbling, being 6'9", nobody ever saw that, you know what I mean? And so he was really Magic.
He was good at football, baseball, basketball, whatever he put his mind to. He was 6'6", playing football. He could catch, to run. So yeah, whatever Earvin put his mind to, he was gonna be good at it, because failure was not an option for him.
Earvin's talent would take him around the world, but the foundation beneath it was formed here, in his family, in his neighborhood, and in the places that gave Lansing children somewhere to learn, play, and belong.
My children, when they were little, when they were small, I sent them to the Y, like in the summertime, when school was out, they would go so they could learn how to swim and play ball and do all other, other kinds of things. The Y has always been a safe place for my family. So I just love the Y because it has been a blessing to me and my family.
The Johnson children grew up, but the responsibility they inherited to help other people grow did not end with them.
My magical literacy started 2 years ago, but it started 50-something years ago with my mom. She had a reading program back then, and one day, God touched me to bring it back. We started last year, we had 35 kids. 28 of the kids went up 1 level in their reading, 5 went up 2 levels. To see that, and it tells me we need to do more, and this year we're doing more. And so we want to follow these kids all the way till they get to high school.
That is how a legacy continues, not only through a famous name, but through the lives changed because a family kept practicing what it had been taught.
Help them the best way you know how, give them a good foundation, and just love on them because kids need to be loved and they want love.
We have how many different Earvins, little kids that we get to build this strong foundation and give them a place that they can grow, they can acquire new skills, they can feel supported, they can work on their schoolwork, they're learning, they've got mentors, all of the things that held true for Earvin back when he was participating at the YMCA hold true today.
A legacy is not only what one person achieves, it is what a family, a community, and a place make possible, and what they continue to make possible for the children who come next.
You can look all you want, but there's no place like this place.
Casey, be sure and go and enter that video into some kind of competition, because I can't imagine any story being told better than that. As I say that, the YMCA helps so many people, as we know. Please welcome Rashane Lonzo. Her story is remarkable. Rashane, where are you? It's your turn. So come on up here and tell your story, because the YMCA, as everyone knows, especially in Lansing, Michigan, among the 2,600 YMCAs all over the United States. This is such a special area, okay? This is Rashane Lonzo, and please welcome her.
Good evening. Wow, this is such an amazing opportunity. I am just in awe of just being here and being able to share my story. And when Casey reached out to me, she had texted me and she said, Rashane, I want to talk to you about something. When you get a chance, give me a call. And I said, okay. When I'm in between these conferences, I said, I'll give you a call. And she said, as we were planning for this gala, because I am also on the YMCA Board of Directors here, we're planning the gala, and she said, I would love for you to share your impact story about your journey and how you came to know the YMCA. And in that moment, I kind of like froze, and I'm kind of like, wait a minute, like I'm still a work in progress. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm still on my journey. I'm still working to become, I'm still dreaming, I'm still building. And then in that moment, God kind of tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, hey, Rashane. And I turned around, I said, hey, God. He said, turn around. I turned around. He said, look how far I brought you. In that moment, I said, you know what, God, you're absolutely right. Like, before I came to know you, you covered me in the wilderness, you protected me in my journey, you walked with me through the valleys, you stood beside me when I didn't have shelter, when I didn't have food, you were there for me. And then I thought about these full circle moments that we have in life. Today is that full circle moment for me because in May 1995, I was in a room similar to this with about 700 or 800 other people, families, loved ones, and more importantly, graduates like myself, walking across a stage that was similar to this to receive my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. May 1995, full circle moment. And in order to truly understand what that full circle moment felt like, I had to go back another 4 years, right? I had to go back another 8 years. That 14-year-old sitting in Providence Hospital in Southfield, Michigan, labor delivery, just having an emergency C-section with a child, a 7-pound, 10-ounce boy in my hands, figuring out how I was going to survive, figuring out where I was going to live, because at that moment we were temporarily homeless. And I was in that hospital and I held him and I said, how am I going to make it? What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? And God told me, you didn't need to have it all figured out right now, Rashane. What I just need you to do is trust and believe me. What I need you to do is know that I have tomorrow taken care of. I just need you to take one step forward. So sitting there at 14 trying to figure out what was going to happen with my life, the first thing I realized is that I needed to stay in school. That was important because, see, I was a 9th grader with the newborn child. I was from a single-parent home. I'm from Detroit, and when I say Detroit, I mean Detroit proper. Detroit. So 7 miles Southfield, 7 miles to Hayland, Joy Road, Ward, McNichols, DeQuinder. I'm Detroit proper. And I moved around a lot as a child. We experienced a lot of homelessness, a lot of food insecurities. But one thing I wanted to make sure was that I stayed in school and that I graduated. And so sometimes when you hear someone say, I'm from Detroit, the first thing they'll say is, what side, east or west? The second thing is, what high school did you graduate from? So for me, I graduated from Ferndale High School. So then instantly people will say, that's not Detroit. You're not really from Detroit. However, what people didn't understand is that my grandfather, who was a descendant of a slave, Native American, migrated from the South, moved to this little town called Rollo Township in Ferndale, Michigan. It was Ferndale School District. It was the only stability we knew. So when we moved around from town to city to east side to west side of Detroit, my grandfather represented stability for me because he had built this farmhouse, and any time that we didn't have anywhere to go, that was the address that I could always go home to. So we used his address, because back then it wasn't school of choice. You couldn't decide that you wanted to put an application in and go to DeWitt schools or Okemos schools or East Lansing schools or anywhere. So you had to go where you lived proper. And because we moved around so much and had so much instability, my grandfather's address at 20826 Parkside in Ferndale, Michigan, was my stability. That was my community. So anytime we were displaced, I had to figure out what bus did I need to take to get to 8 Mile and Livernois so that I can walk down to Ferndale High School on Pinecrest. But what I had to make the choice day after day, month after month, was no matter how far or how much I was displaced, that because I now was responsible for an entire human being, it was going to be essential that I figured out what the bus route was to get to school every day. Because I knew that me going to high school and graduating with my high school diploma was the only way for me to have something different and give my son something different than the life and experiences that I had. So that's what I did. For 4 years, graduated on time at 18, and my son at the time was 4. That fall of my senior year, I'm 17, we're applying for colleges. I applied to one college. I sent one application in. In my early spring, I found out that I had been admitted into Michigan State University. So moving somewhere new, some place that I had never experienced, I didn't know anyone. I moved here in 91, summer 1991, 18 years old, a brand new environment with a 4-year-old son. I was a very non-traditional college student. I was that college student that worked during the day, went to class at night, and then what I would do was take my son to class in those large 300-400 classroom Kedzie lecture halls, and I would always sit up at the top, and I would have my son with his backpack, and he would have his coloring book, and he would have some books, and I would have some toys, and I would have some snacks, and then I would try to pay as much attention as I could while we navigated a 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. class, and I did that. I did it regularly. And I was okay with doing that because, see, I didn't have to figure out the next 4 years. I just had to figure out the next day, the next 24 hours, the next 2 days, the next week. And then we would come up and it would be summertime. It was May, my first summer at Michigan State, and I had to figure out I was going to be out for the summer, but by this time my grandfather had Alzheimer's and was in long-term care, so I no longer had his house to go back to in Detroit. So I had to make it all work here at Michigan State. Non-traditional college student, single parent, raising a child. And so I had to figure out, now it's summertime. What am I gonna do in the summertime? Because I did not have community, I did not have relatives. I was here alone trying to build something new with my son and I. And I remember being somewhere and seeing a flyer that said the YMCA was offering summer camps. Very, very small print, it says scholarships available. So, not planning and having a plan B or an option B or C, I knew I needed to make it to this YMCA so that I could sit down and do this paper pen application, because there wasn't no internet. We couldn't do an online application. And I remember going down and telling this story to the director at the YMCA, that I'm here, I am with my son, and I'm trying to figure out, I need to stay here for the summer, I need childcare, my income is limited, and I applied for a need-based scholarship. A couple weeks later, I got a phone call that I had qualified for a 6-week summer need-based scholarship for my son. And see, for me, it meant that I had somewhere safe for him to go so that I can continue to work during the day and take a class here or there, because you had to be registered in classes to stay. So that was also why I am a 4-year senior, because I went to summer school every summer that I was here at Michigan State. So I realized really early that the YMCA signifies something different for me. It was having a safe space for my son to go. I was creating community for him. It reduced the level of anxiety that I was going to experience trying to figure out what I was going to do, not just for that summer, but summer 93, summer 94, until I was able to graduate, get my degree, and hopefully start a career. And so in that space, I knew also that he had breakfast, he had lunch, he learned how to swim. I created a new community for him, a community of support that he was able to lean on throughout the summer, and I knew he was safe. That experience helped me get to, when we fast forward to May 1995, to this space, this full circle moment of walking across a stage with so many other students, getting my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and actually by that time, I had an 8-month-old on my hip. That's my 30-year-old Deanna. Wave your hand, Deanna, if you're there. So in this room right here, on the stage, probably similar, I walked across that stage to get my bachelor's degree with the 8-month-old on my hip and my 8-year-old holding my side, smiling so excitedly. And I did not know what was next. I did not know who gave the scholarship to me. I did not know who made the donation. I did not know if it was $25, if it was $50, if it was $100. I knew that for an entire summer and for the 4 summers that I was here at Michigan State, the YMCA gave me a scholarship where I only had to pay $25 a week. That $25 helped me fast forward to the other pieces and parts of my journey. It helped me to realize that we need community in order to get to the next step. We need each other. We don't know who we're sowing seed into. And I had to keep telling myself along the way, like, you got it. And even though the road always seems a little harder, God always reminds me to turn around and see how far he's brought me. And so when we fast forward and we talk about the journey to where we are today, or where I am today, this year we'll be celebrating 25 years in business we have a vocational skill trade school where we do nurse assistant training, medical assistant training, patient care tech, Alzheimer's dementia training, and we've trained over 5,000 students, and October 1st we'll be celebrating 24 years in business. 24 years. Also along that journey, one of the most recent projects is an affordable housing mixed-use development project that we're working on right here in Lansing, Michigan. I'm new at it. I've been working on the financial stack for 3 years, building it, pulling the pieces together, securing the financing, learning the industry that was not necessarily set up for someone who looked like me. And it's so ironic how I had to realize that these experiences that God had me walk through in life are the same things that I fight for today. And that's part of my passion, creating ecosystems, community, workforce training, being able to support another single parent that might be walking a journey that was similar to mine, and I don't have to know all of the details. That's not necessary. I come with my own lived, earned experiences. So I know what it is to have empathy for somebody who does not have. I know what it's like to be in the house with no heat and be cold, and know what it's like to pay someone else's bill. I know what it's like to have that single parent struggle and figure out how they're gonna make it and what they're gonna do with their children for the summer. And I can sit on that other side and say, let me help you. How can I help you? Where can I fill in for you? How can I make your journey easier? Because we never know what someone else is carrying. We never know someone else's story. But what I do know is that 30 years ago, when I applied for that grant, that somebody somewhere sat at a table, at a kitchen table, at a dining room table, at a conference room table, in an office room somewhere, and they decided to give a donation to the YMCA of Lansing. They decided to write a $25 check, a $100 check, a monthly donation of $500. They didn't know. They're writing a check and making a donation to someone they may never meet, because we don't always know where it is that our funds are going to, but what we do know is that when we donate to places and spaces similar to the YMCA, we have an impact, a lasting impact on someone's life that ultimately is hopefully making an impact on someone else's life. So then we come back to these full circle moments. And I thought, God, how awesome are you? How awesome are you? For me to now sit on a board for the last 2 years of an organization that helped me when they did not know that I needed help, to help me during a summer that I was just worried about how I was going to survive, who was going to watch my child, was I gonna have to go home to Detroit, and where would I go home to? So when you don't have any options or plan Bs or plan Cs, you forge ahead with what you do know. And if that information is even limited, we figure out how to make it work. And so as you sit in your tables, in your seats, and you decide with those purple envelopes in front of you, how can I help someone tomorrow? How can I help someone this summer? How can I help someone stay on their journey so that they can someday turn around and say, wow, look how far I've come. Thank you.
the absolute meaning of the YMCA and what it stands. Earvin is on deck, but beforehand, let me introduce the superstar auctioneer, Bob Howe. We have 7 auction items, and as fast as you bid on these with your paddles, the faster you get to hear Earvin come up here and visit with us. Now, they're going to be on the screen, okay? Thank heaven they did not ask me to do this. Tom's had to do this before. I've had to do it before, but we got a pro in Bob Howe. So, Bob, make yourself out here to the front. He has his own microphone. We have 7 items. You've got paddles. All of this goes to the YMCA. You want to test that to see if it works?
It works, or it will work. It's working now, of course.
All right.
Thank you.
As soon as we get 7 items, then...
No, it would be before that. We have something ahead of that.
Oh, you do?
Yes, sir.
All right.
But I've got it.
Let's look at
I'll let you know when I need you.
Okay. You let me know when you need me.
You can have a seat.
Okay.
Seriously.
But right now you want to auction the 7 items.
Nope. I don't.
I'm sorry? The paddles? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Tell me about the paddles.
I'll tell them.
Okay.
Fair enough. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You just learned of the magic of the YMCA. And it takes, as Magic knows, it takes a team to make a difference. I'm going to ask you to be part of the YMCA's magic this evening. Now, we're going to do what is known as a reverse auction. So it starts, where's your paddle, please, one of you? I just want to borrow it. I won't charge too much. What I'd like you to do is find this, okay? Find it first at your table. And then for photographic reasons, I want you to put it up in the air right now. Put it up, all of you. They're going to take some pictures, so you want to have yours up. Very good. See how easy that was? You can go ahead and put it down. I only charged you, a couple $100,000 on each one of those numbers. That's why we took the photographs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do what is known as a paddle raise, and it is kind of different than an auction, a regular auction. Regular auction goes up. This one goes down. We're going to start as a very high number, and you're going to raise your paddle, I hope, because you want to be part of the team, because it takes all of us. Now, we are all of different means. Some of us can put their paddle up at a very high number, and that's appreciated. But all paddle raises are appreciated, every single one. So we're going to start at that high number, but then I'm going to go to a lower number and a lower number. And you put your number up, we'll record that, and what you're going to take home, ladies and gentlemen, not a prize, not a gift, not a bag of goodies. You're going to take home the understanding that you made a difference in this community. And that's what we're going to do now. And we got down to a level that you can support the YMCA, do it comfortably for you. I'd like you to put that up so that every one of those numbers goes up. Fair enough? You understand? So that number, that first number, if you can help, at this very high number, and I know a lot of you will cringe, but some of you may not. 50,000, ladies and gentlemen, can you put the paddle up at $50,000? 50,000 anywhere. Is there 50,000? 50,000 in the room? I have 50,000 from bidder number 998. Let me tell you, that is an anonymous donor. They may be sitting here. They didn't want you to know that they were doing that. So that's 50,000 right there. Is there another 50,000 in the room? 50,000? 50,000 anywhere? Last call, 50,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to move to 35,000. Is there a $35,000 bid? 35 anywhere. 35, 35. Not seeing a 35, I'm moving to $20,000. And ladies and gentlemen, they will use your credit card. 20,000 I have right there. Number 478. Number 478. Thank you so much. Number 478. Is there another 20 in the room? 20,000 anywhere? 20,000? 20,000? 20,000? Is there 15,000 in the room, please? 15. Ladies and gentlemen, is there 15 anywhere? 15. Do I hear 15? I saw one almost go up. Almost. I think they had a little conference right there. 10,000, please. 10,000? Do I hear 10,000 anywhere? 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 in the room. Raise the paddle if you can. 5,000, please. I'm sure I'll have a few there. There's one in the back. What's that number? 758. 758. Is there another 5,000? 5,000 in the room. 5,000 anywhere? Ladies and gentlemen, 5,000. 5,000. 5,000. Last call. 2,500. 2,500 in the room? Yes, you have it in the back. What number is that, please? 248. 248 at 2,500. We have another back here. Is that 623? 623 at 2,500. Who else? Anyone else? Anyone else? I know a lot of you are waiting for this next one, so I assume a lot of you are waiting for this next one. Anyway, we're going to take it in a wave. I can't get you all at once. At $1,000, put your paddle up if you can, please. Number 892, that's number 892 at $1,000. Number 793, 793. Number 641, 641. Number 637, 637. Number 642, 642, number 224, number 224, 211, 211 at $1,000, number 900, 900, number 534, 534, I have number 760, thank you so much, 760. How about this side? Well, I have some right here, number 526, 526 at $1,000, number 729, 729 at $1,000. Who else? It's number 882, 882 at $1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, number 240. Thank you so much. 240 for $1,000. Who else? Who else at $1,000? Who else? Yes. Right. Did I miss one? I'm sorry, sir. Number 227. Thank you so much, number 227. Who else at $1,000? Who else at $1,000? Now, we're short on time, ladies and gentlemen. We do want to get to those auction items. On your table, any other thousands, and let me check, or any other 50,000s. On your table, pull this out. It's a purple thing, purple envelope. Got it? Got it? See a lot of those. Got it? Ladies and gentlemen, they asked me to cut it a little bit short. So if you wanted to be part of the legacy of the YMCA, the magic of the YMCA, and you haven't been able to participate yet, but you wanted to, I'd like you to fill that out, please. And on your way out the door, drop it with the cashiers, okay? Fill it out and give whatever you can. If it's $20, that's good. You're part of helping in this community. Fair enough? Yes, good. We are now ready for those items. Thank you, Tim.
So, Bob, even though we met with this on Wednesday, I almost screwed that up and cost the YMCA $75,000 by the way we messed that thing up, so I apologize for that.
Well, don't apologize. We took care of it. So we're a team, too.
All right, so we got 7 items.
Yes, sir.
I will do the thing. I'm just going to describe what they are. Number 1, Frosted Flakes box autographed by yours truly, Tom Izzo, picturing the 2000 National Championship win. His energy is inside that box as well, okay?
All right. My beautiful wife, Sheila, is demonstrating that. If you'd like to see it a little closer, but you have to bid to get to see it closer. Okay, fair enough? Here we go. That's what I can buy right there. 10,000 where? I'm at 10, 10, 10, nobody 10,000, nobody 10, 10. Your turn, no, 10, nobody 10. And 5,000 where? And 5, 5, 5, you 5, 2,000, let's go. I'll bet $1,000 would be low enough. $1,000 where? It should be all over the room. $1,000 where? Just put the paddle up. I'm at 1,000. Keep those lights up, please, if you can. 1,000, nobody, 1,000, nobody, 1,000, nobody, 1,000, nobody, 1,000, nobody. 500, let's go. 500. Tom Izzo signed. These are not all over the place. This was from the year 2000 when they won the championship. It's got Michigan State all over it. It's got Tom and Magic's picture on it. 500 on this very collectible item. You got 5, and now 600 where? I'm at 5, 5, 5. You Bubba said nobody 600 where? I'm at 5, and now 5. Nobody says is it nobody 600 where? I'm at 5, and nobody says is it nobody 600? 600. Man, would you like to bid against yourself, sir? Because I don't have any others. You're welcome to. It's a charity event. I'm at 5, but this is 600, but it's 600, 600, 600. Well, you're the buyer, sir, at 500. Right there. What's your number? Number 895. 895 is your buyer. 895 is your buyer.
Number 2, a rare Michigan State Earvin Magic Johnson number 33 autographed fame photo.
Wow. Here we go. 5,000 where? 5,000, 5,000. 2,000. $1,000 where? Signed by Magic himself. 1,000 where? I'm at 1,000, but 1, go 1. Here's 1,000. Thank you now. 1,500 where? I'm at 1,000 now. 15, 15, go 15 now. 1,500. 1,000 number 1,100. Let's walk it along. 11 number 11 number 11 number 11 number 1,100. And 11 now. 11 to go 11. By the way, if you're not familiar with auctions, one person bids and another one bids against them. It's just kind of how it works. I'm bidding 1,000 now, 1,100. I'm at 1,000 now, but 11, 11 now, 11, but 1,100. 1,100. 1,100. And now 12. I'm at 11 now, 12, go 12, but at 1,200 with you, but at 12, and 12, 13, 13, go 13, 13. I'm 13 now, 13, you I'm at 13. I'm at 12 now, 13, go 13, thank you now, 14, 1,400. And 14 all goes to the YMCA. Oh, I like that. Now 16. I'm going to feel about a 16, I'm about a 16, 16, 16, 16, and 16. What do you say, 16? I'm 16, go 16, now 16. And 16, did you say 16? Did he say 16? He says no. Sold it to you, 15, number 224. Number 224 at 1,500.
There you go. Item number 3 of 7. You can enjoy an unforgettable night of Michigan State hockey from a private suite. Spartans 3-time Big Ten champs, highly ranked again this season. This package will include 16 tickets to Michigan State's game with Boston University. It was preseason ranked 1, 2, 3, whatever, 4 parking passes, and a $300 catering gift card to make the experience even better. Bob?
Well, here we go. 2,000 where? I'm a 2, 2, 2. Yeah, there's 2, and now 25, and 3, 3, 3. Above 3,000, sir, and 3,500, and 35. Go 35. You above 35, and 35. I go 35 or 35. I'm at 3,000 here. 35. I got 3,000 here. 35. But at 35, you above 35. Would 32.50 help him at all? I'm at 32.50, and 32.50, and 32.50. 32.50 in the room. Anywhere? You're the buyer. $3,000 right there. Number 240. 240 is your buyer. 240 is your buyer.
We go on to item number 4 of 7. An escape to Las Vegas with a 2-night King Suite stay at Aria with strip views plus a $600 food package.
Wow.
You'll enjoy 2 100-minute Aria signature massages, 2 tickets to O by Cirque du Soleil, and a $500 airfare voucher from Capital Region Airport.
Wow. That's quite an item. Right there, 5,000 where? I'm a 5, 5, 5, blah, 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 5, 5, 5, blah, blah, blah. There's 5, now $6,000 bid, now 6, and now 7, nobody 7, nobody 7, nobody 7, nobody 7,000. I'm a 6 and now 7, and 7, nobody 7, now 7, go 7, nobody 7,000. Your turn, go 7. What? What are you looking for? There's no friends in an auction sale. What are you talking about? I need 7,000, sir. I'm going to say nobody 7, nobody 7, nobody 7, nobody 7,000. What do you say, 7,000? Would 6,500 help you at all? 6,500, but it's 65, what is 6,500? 6,500. Last call, 6,500. Your way, Brad, 6,000 right here.
Item number 5.
You got it? You got it good? All right.
Item number 5.
We know where to find them? Okay, very good. Thank you.
You'll enjoy an unforgettable Thanksgiving Day this fall. Michigan State men's basketball playing Arkansas at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit at 4:30 p.m. And the package includes game tickets and round-trip transportation in a Dean Executive SUV for a premium hassle-free outing. And if I can do it to add to it, let's see if you can talk to Tom Izzo before the game to give him some advice so he doesn't screw it up. Beat Arkansas that day. Go ahead, Bob, your call.
Here we go, 5,000 where? I'm at a 5, 5, 5, blah, 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 5, 5, 5, blah, 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 5,000. And 5, and now 5, and now 5, and 3,000 where? I'm at 3, 3, 3, blah, 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 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, $1,000, let's go. 1,000, now 15, now 2,000 here, and 2,000, now 2,500, and 20, 3,000, 3, now 35, and 35, you're both out, now 35, 3,000 that way, now 35, and 35, blah, 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 35, 3,500, with 3,250 help you at all. 3,250, I'm at 3,250, I'm at 3,000, I'm at 3,250, I'm at 3,250. You've been a little quiet over on this side, just a little help. 3,000, I'm at 3,250. Sold at 3,000 your way.
All of these items.
643, 643 is your buyer at 3,000.
All these items can be claimed, including the silent auction up on the concourse here at the end of the evening. Number 6 of 7, custom Lakers Converse sneakers, autographed by Earvin. You get his talent that goes inside them. A unique collectible featuring the iconic Lakers colors in Earvin's signature. There you go.
Now listen carefully. You're bidding on one of these two pair, and the choice is you may take one or both at your price. That is, if you bid 5,000 and you want just one pair, the size 8 or the size whatever, you get one, or you can buy both of them at your same price, 2 times your money. Got it? So choice. You're only buying one pair, but if you're the winning bidder, you can take 2 at 2 times your bid. All right, got that? Here we go. All right, 3,000 where? There seems to be a magic number here. 3,000 where? I'm at 3, 3, 3, blah, 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 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2,000. $1,000 where? $1,000 where? Your choice. $1,000 in the back, and now 1,500. 1,000, now 15, 15, 15. Nobody 15, nobody 1,500. I'm 1,000 now, 1,100. Walk it along. 1,100, little bit 11, go 11, little bit 1,100. 1,100 bid now, 11, go 11, 1,100. $1,100 bid. There's 11. Now 12 in the back, and 1,200, 12, 12, 12, 13, now 13, 13, and 13, now 13. What? You got 13. Thank you now. You got life over there. Now 14. I'm at 13 now. 14. What? You want the shoes back there. 14. I like that. Now 15. Your turn. 15. Go 15 now. 15. Go 15. Did you say 15? 15. And 16. 16 now. 16. You're both out. In the back. 16 now. 16. 15 now. $1,600 bid now. 60, what? 60, now 17. 17, go 17, now 17, what do you say, 17? I'm at 17, what is 17? Is that Dominic? I'm at 17, now 17, go 1,700. What do you say, 17? Usually the auction goes just a little faster than this. 18, 18, now 18, they just say 18, 18, go 18, now 18 in the back, 18, go 18. He wants to see him too. Well, you know, for the extra money, we'll wait. How about 18, now 18, go 18 anywhere? 17, now 18, go 8. Is that, ma'am, is that a bid? Are you bidding? The one in the back. You got 18, 19, your turn. 19, go 19. Why don't you jump to 2,000, make it easy? 2,000. I'm at 2,000. How many? You could be 2,000 instead of 19. I got 18 in the back now, 19. What do you say? 19, go 19. And you get the choice of both pairs or take both. I have 18 in the back now, 2,000 or 1,900, your choice. Your choice, what do you say? What's that? Yeah, I would. I will. All right. I've got you in 18. Does he want one or both? He takes one. In which pair? He's not going to get them, but he's got to choose one. And how about the other one? Yeah, take.
He'll take the other one at 7.
But does it donate?
Yes, I thought so. 172.
So we have 172, takes the other pair, and who's the number there? 248, 248, and 217, and they each will choose a pair, and so you'll get that number. So,
Did you get that number as 172 over here?
no, I did not get it at once. It's 172 was the other bidder. Clerk, wherever you are. I think you're up there. So you got both numbers? You got them both. Perfect. So, are we all set? Perfect. Perfect.
All right, Earvin, get ready. We have one more item to auction off. This is the final of the evening. You can treat yourself and your loved one to an unforgettable evening. 2 tickets to the Wharton Center, $100 to enjoy a meal at the University Club, and a black card town transportation provided by Dean Transportation. Sit back, relax, enjoy a special night out from start to finish. Our final item to auction to benefit the YMCA.
Here we go. That's somebody goodbye right there. Nobody 2,000 where? I'm a 2, you blah, 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 2,000 where? I'm a 2, not 2. 1,000, let's go. $1,000 low enough. I'm a 1,000, nobody 1,000. Well, start at 500. 500 where? I'm at a 5, you blah, 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 5, now 6, nobody 6, now 7, now 8, now 9, and $1,000 bid, now 1,000. 900 this way, now 1,000, now 1,100 here, and 11, about 11, about 11, about 1,100, $1,100 bid, now 11 anywhere, $1,100 bid, now 11, go 11, only $100 more. I'm at 11, about 11, about 1,100, 1,100, 1,100. You're in at 1,000, I believe, yes? I've sold it for $1,000, number 153. Number 153. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to just real quickly introduce my crew. My lovely wife, Sheila, who is here. Brad Stoker is there. Ridge Boheimer is there. Brad McGovern, where are you? There. Matthias Donnet in the back. And Ashley Peters. Didn't they do a great job? Almost every one of these is an award-winning auctioneer in this state. It's been a pleasure to serve you. My name is Bob Howe. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. They gave me a lot of notes on Earvin. We don't need any notes.
No.
You know him as well.
No, you don't
Please
need those
welcome Earvin Magic Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Oh, thank you, but have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you. You know, I'm at home. Bob, thank you. Tim, thank you for hosting. It's really been wonderful. And
to lend your talent to this great, great cause. Most times I'm getting honored, or Cookie and I are getting honored, but this is the greatest moment probably in my life that my family is getting honored. So what a great night it is for the Johnson family. The sad thing is my father couldn't be here to see this moment. He would have really enjoyed it. And, you know, when you think about who I am, it's because of him. My best friend, the man that I idoled my whole life. So it's a great moment. I'm getting all choked up already. So let me just introduce the Johnson family, because it's not about me, it's about all of us tonight. My sister Lois, Evelyn, Yvonne, Kim, and Pearl. Stand on up, please. Stand on up, please. My brother Quincy, my brother Michael, my brother Larry, and then there's only one queen in this family. The other queen is the Queen B, that's my wife, but Queen A is definitely my mother. Stand on up, Ma. Take a bow. Yes, thank you. Yep. I appreciate that. And a woman that I met on this campus, God really blessed me when I think about being back here, being on the Michigan State campus, meeting this beautiful woman. 40-something years. Next month, 35 years being married. Thank you for everything you do for our family. Miss Cookie Johnson. I want to also salute the woman who really, and her husband, brought me to my first game on the Michigan State campus. They were so wonderful as my 5th grade teacher, and I was taller than her. Everybody. But she knew how much I loved the game. Her husband became my first coach. We had to have a coach to play in the 5th grade league. We couldn't find nobody, so I went to her, and so she donated her husband. And here we are, all black team with this little short white coach. And he became like a second father to me. Who would have thought that we would fall in love with each other? And he made me fall in love, and both of them, with this school. And he would be proud tonight that we're sitting here. So please give it up for Greta Dart, and her husband, Jim, was fantastic. That's right. Go ahead. Yes, thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Taught me the most valuable lesson I ever had that I still carry with me today. We were going to be playing in the championship game. We won every championship. Now I'm going to win another one, I thought. And I didn't turn my lesson in. And she told me I couldn't play in the championship game. Whoa. I did everything I could. And she said, nope. And thank you for that lesson, because that helped me be here tonight. So thank you for that. Casey, stand up, young lady. Where's Casey at? You are doing some amazing work. Here this little boy used to run through the Y. I didn't have no money. I couldn't pay to get in. So I was sneaking in every single time. So the guy just said, hey man, you don't have to sneak in. I know you're sneaking in. Just come and I'm gonna let you in. So they used to have a cage they had to buzz you in and everything. Remember that day that Dr. Tucker had the good cage? And man, I was in there day and night, just hooping and hooping. And then I got to play with the older men hooping. And it was just so great for me. Never would I have thought that here I am and my family would be up on the wall and me getting this amazing, amazing honor. And I should be thanking you more than you honoring me, because that Y was everything for me, even today. And so just thank you for letting me be a part of the Y that I believe in, and hearing the young lady's story and how you saved her life. And that's what it's all about. Gave her a great opportunity that her son could have somewhere, a safe haven. And then she talked about how he learned how to swim and all the things that he was able to do by being in the Y. So I got together with my friends and I, so we're gonna give you about $500,000, I think. And so we gonna give you some money. I know it was a lot of money being raised tonight, but we already gonna do that. So that way you'll be a blessing. No. I'm at home, don't worry about that. Have a seat. Because that's what it's about, right? And so we're gonna start there, just like we did with the Lansing Promise, and we got up to millions of dollars. And let's thank Kelly and Marilyn. Thank you both for being co-chairs. You do so much for this community. And then the man that I love, I talk to all the time during the season, and he is just, when he leaves, he's going to go down as one of the greatest college coaches that's ever lived. But more than that, he'll go down as the greatest college coach that helped turn young men into men. See, that's two different things. And a lot of men can't get to be top 2 or 3 coaches in America. That's hard. What he's accomplished, that's hard. That's hard. But more than that, being a father figure to these young men and there for them in their good times, their bad times. You know, Coach Izzo, there'll never be another one. And so we're so blessed to have him here. And I'm so blessed that he let me be a part of this unique and special program, and that I get my whole winter, because I watch every game. I'm taking notes, sending them back to Larry. Tell him this. Or I call him up and we talk basketball. And one of the greatest moments was when we beat Duke. And Loopy, I just picked her up. I don't know what happened. I don't know what got into me. I just picked you up, and right now that's still an iconic picture, right? So please, the Izzo, give them up for the Izzos, please, both of them co-chairs as well. And we'll do anything for you. It's a blessing. You know, it's hard to find people who are centered and who have a heart of gold and still be great at what they do. Most people have a big ego and you can't find them nowhere. You know, this man and his wife are right here in the community each and every day. And so that's the blessing. So I'm just so happy. Let me also thank James Stokes. The car show got canceled this morning because of the rain, but thank you, James, for putting it on the last 2 or 3 years. I still say one of the greatest performances I ever seen in my life, and I got a chance to come down and look him and lob it. Ooh, when Judd told us, let's just go out there and kick their ass. And I was like, we're going to do just that, Judd, against Notre Dame. Remember, that was the pregame speech. He didn't say nothing. I said, ooh, I was fired up. I couldn't wait. Judd was stomping like that. And I said, ooh. But this man, I think it was 31 points, Notre Dame, 38, 30, something like that. 6 dunks in one game. Please give it up for Special K, Gregory Kelser. Yep, come on, I can't hear you. That's a national championship right there. How many times a program get the number 1 pick and the number 4 pick off the same team? That's Judd. We miss you too, Coach. You know, so Terry Donnelly is here somewhere, and the brother hit 5 important jump shots in the national championship game. Why are you sitting down, man? Wait till I talk about you, man. You know, and so they said that I didn't pass it to you. I passed it to you, you just didn't shoot. So when you didn't shoot the rock and you threw it back to me, I said, I'm not going to pass it to you no more because you was already wide open and didn't shoot it. But no, this man, when you think about somebody who complimented Greg and I and Jay Vincent and rest in peace to Ron Bobo Childs and Mike Berkovich. Mike Berkovich and Terry were just 2 outstanding shooters, so we couldn't win nothing without both of them. And that was the smartest move Judd did, was to move Mike into the starting lineup, and the rest is history. Terry, thanks for coming. All right, thank you. Judge Mathis, thanks for coming all the way in. You and I are great friends, and you know, the best thing, Cookie and I, with you and your beautiful wife, and coming all the way from LA, and always supporting, man. I really appreciate it. My friend Mike, also triplet, came all the way from Virginia to support, and also wrote a check and everything. Didn't he? I didn't even ask him. He wrote a nice check. Man, I got some good friends. So thank you. So last thing I'm gonna do, Shane, bring something, and I'm gonna just donate something real fast, and then we're gonna get out of here. Because I told them that we have to be on time. I don't do nothing but on time. But while we're clapping, these 2 young ladies came. Shane is responsible for me getting here and making sure I'm here. She handled all our community endeavors back in Los Angeles and around the country. Can you clap for her? Nicole, who is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and she handles all our social media and everything, so she's back home, gets to see her father and them. I gave her next week off so she can go home and just enjoy herself. Now, since Bob was up there trying to, you know, get you to spend a little money, I'm going to do it one more time to end this, okay? But see, Bob, I got something very unique, and we're going to give somebody the whole thing, okay? Now, I called my brother. I still hate him because he wore the green. Larry Bird jersey. Dale, come on up here and hold this for me. So it's signed by Larry Bird. There it is, the signature right on that 3. Hold that up, DB. Okay. Give Dale a hand. We won the state championship together. James, you got to come up here and hold this one. This is my Michigan State jersey. But more than that, we're going to get those 2 together. I called this bald head dude. Now, this one is special. Because remember, they only had 1 year playing in the stripes. Whoa. Now, you get a collector's item here. Here you go. You're going to hold that. I got his Olympic But because my friend gave so much money, I got to give him these three. Because I didn't know he was going to do that. So I got to give him the Michael Jordan. And, all right, he get that because he didn't have to do what he did. So you get that. Now, I got the old Michael Jordan too. See, the red with the black. Now, you get the box that it comes in because everything is good. And then I'm going to give you the purple and gold. I saw a little kid, Magic, I love you, so I gave him my jerseys. But I send you the purple and gold. So now you're going to have Larry Bird. Michael Jordan. And the Magic Man. Wow. Wow. In your collection? Wow. But you're going to have two Jordans. But this one is special. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to start at 5 and go up 5. Now, those who can't be it, just stay out of it. Just appreciate. But if you can, remember, it's for the why. This ain't about nobody but the kids. Casey's doing a nice job. Casey, come up here. They may give more when they see the director up here. Come on, the CEO. All right, now, Bird, Jordan, 2 Jordans, and 2 Magics, okay? Purple and gold of the Lakers. We're going to start at 5,000 and go up 5. Oh, I got 5,000 over there. I got 10 now. I need 10,000. I got 5. I got 5. The dude had, who I pointed to the 5 with already. All right. Got 10,000? 10,000 right there. 10, 15, 15,000 right there. Got 15. Got 15. Boy, see, this is the pace we need to move at. 15, 15. Yeah, see, I be no looking and everything. 15, I'm looking for 20. 20, 20. Did somebody yell? In the back. Okay, you got 20 with you. All right, whoever yelled. I got 20 up there. Remember, you can't get the 3 of us. Man, this is like cool. In Lansing, too. In Lansing. Bird, Magic, and Jordan. Woo! Man, man, man. Going once at 20. Oh, 25. 25 right here. I got 25. Ooh, she came in late, too. 20. I like it when they sit back and they know I'm going to let it get up and then I'm going to bid. I got 25. I need 30. I need 30. I need 30 going once. I need 30 going twice. Authentic, real, sold. $20,000. 25,000. All right. You can hand the jerseys on. Put them back in the box for me, Shane. All right, last thing, and then we out. All right, Magic Johnson gonna come to your barbecue, to your house, to your company, and speak whichever way you want to use me, or play you one-on-one in horse. It don't matter. Now, Mike, I'm really donating this because I won't even tell him my fee, Coach. You know it quite well. We never gonna get up to that, but that's okay. I'm donating my time for an hour, your company, your house, it don't matter. Your son, one-on-one, don't matter. Daughter, one-on-one, don't matter. Yeah? I don't like dogs, but keep the dog in the house and we... You know what's funny? I don't like them, but my wife got 2 of them. Man, Saturdays and Sundays, she make me walk the dogs too. Oh, we have 2. No, you have 2. But we don't get out of that though. Whatever you want, baby, you know I do it, you know. But anyway, coming to your company, whatever you need me to do. And man, Coach, I don't know. Maybe I should end it because I don't know. But we're going to do it anyway. Bob, we're going to do it anyway. Okay? But we got to start at 10,000. Because I get 10,000 already. 10,000 right there. Got 10,000 going to 15, going to 15. Got 10, 15 in the back, 20. I got 20 right there. 20, got 20. 25 right there. I got 25. Come on. It's a write-off. It's a write-off to have 30. Yeah. It's a write-off. Don't forget. It's a write-off. The most important part is it's a write-off. Got 30,000 going. No, we got 30 right here. Yeah, we got 30 already. Bob, I'm good. See, you short, Bob. I can see everything. Remember, he was looking for the paddle. What paddle? I'm standing over everybody, Bob. I can see everything. 35 back there. 35. 35 looking for 40. Oh, hands up. Is that the paddle? Is that a paddle? Okay, 40,000 right there. Magic Man getting 40,000. Oh, Bob, don't be, he's just looking at me like, I just see that. Bob, I see everything. That's how I throw no-look passes, Bob. We got 40,000 looking for 45. 45,000 looking for 50. Oh, man, I'm almost, I'm a long way from my feet, but we getting there. What, we got 50? Okay, we got the 50. All I need is 200,000 more. I'll be at my feet. Yeah, it went up. I'm up now. Yeah, well, that's okay. 50. 55,000. We got it. All right. We doing good. And I went to the smoothie place this morning. You know, I got my smoothie. Thank you for taking care of me. Because I'm going to be in there tomorrow morning, too. You know, I do smoothies every morning. Oh, raffle them up? No, I'm keeping them for myself. I'm all right.
So if you're willing, sell to both of them.
Okay, yeah. So he made a good point, even though I already know that. But we gonna get, okay, so 55, right? Where are we at? No, so let's do this then. I'll be in Lansing, I might as well go on and do 2. So if you give me 50, come back down to 50. And I don't know who the other one is, 50. If you do 50, then we got whoa. Oh, okay, no, hold. Everybody hold. I got 50, my man said 50, and then I was heading over there. Okay, because I'm gonna add one more. So 3 of them, 150,000. Ooh, 50. Oh, come on, Lance, I can't hear you. Man. We inching closer to that $1 million. That's 650 right there, without the tickets and all this. Oh, man, what a night for the Y. All right, so what we're going to do now is, if you guys hold hands at the table, and we're going to close it out. Bow your heads, please. Everybody hold hands, please. And completely quiet, please. Oh, gracious Father, we say thank you. We love you, and love you. You have blessed us to wake up this morning. You have blessed us to help support an organization that you know needed support, that they take care of so many families in need, and that being the Y. You have put us in a position to buy these tickets tonight. You've made this a sold-out event, and you put your handprint all over this room and this organization. As we leave here, bless us to go home safely to our families, and continue to just bless us and keep us safe. In the mighty name of Jesus, everybody say amen. God bless everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. All right.
Before you leave,
you gonna say it?
We have 3 announcements from the YMCA tonight. I need Tom and Loopy, and I need Kelly and Maryland. We have 3 YMCA announcements before you leave that are noteworthy, and we have the total of what was raised here tonight from everything. First of all, we called these reveals. While they're coming up, let's take a look on the screen here at the West Side YMCA. It will now be known as the Earvin Magic Johnson YMCA. Kelly?
I think all of us have heard tonight, the Johnson family is a reminder to all of us that kindness counts. They are reminded that giving back and helping others should be a priority for all of us. The next reveal you will see will serve as an amazing reminder to keep that top of mind.
What a beautiful mural for all of us to enjoy. This mural will be painted on the exterior of the new Magic Johnson YMCA this June. I would like to recognize the muralist, Dustin Hunt from Muralmatics. Dustin, you have captured the spirit of the Johnson family in this mural and is absolutely gorgeous.
I am excited to share with you tonight a new outdoor sports complex. This complex will have sport courts and turf fields. And the kind of sports that can be played are endless, from volleyball to basketball to pickleball and so many more. The construction will start this fall and will be built in the additional 2 acres of land the YMCA has purchased, adjacent to the Earvin Magic Johnson YMCA. This will provide new opportunities for so many more families.
I don't know if we're saving the best for last, but we have had 2 significant reveals this evening. I'm very excited to share with you this one. As the sports guy, I know the importance of kids having a place to try sports and learning them at a young age, as we learned earlier tonight. This next reveal will allow the opportunity to expand sports leagues, create new programs for all ages, and will be a true asset for our entire community. And that is with them.
So the final announcement tonight is the amount of money that was raised this evening. Give yourself a hand and give the Johnson family a hand, the YMCA, because of your generosity and the Johnson support of this. $803,173. Thank you to all of you for coming. You can pick up your items on the concourse of the silent auction, the other auction, and on behalf of the community of Lansing and Michigan State, Earvin and your family, God bless you all, and thanks to all of you for being a part of a terrific evening. Thank you.
Good, nice job.